Welcome back, everybody. The History Guy here. Time for our daily dose of Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. And I thought today would be a great day to take a ship out for a spin that was never actually built, but one that many of you have requested, and that is the U.S. Montana class battleship. It was planned, but never implemented. There were planned 5 of them. We'll talk a little bit about that as we go along here. We're going to take them up against Japan because, of course, Japan is really who they were meant to face. The Montana was the U.S.'s answer to the Yamato class kind of super heavy battleship. So what we're going to do is we're going to go 5 on 5. Since there were 5 Montana class battleships planned to be built. And we'll talk about the names of those ships and everything as we go along. But let's go ahead. We're going to need to make sure we unlock everything. And I'll do my best to build these, obviously within the limitations of the game. 71,000 tons is what they actually were meant to be. Of course, I don't know that 71,000 tons is going to get us what we need as far as being able to fit all the turrets on this thing, because 71,000 ton gets us kind of short. So we're going to start there and we're going to see what that allows as far as the build, but I just don't think we're going to have enough room for all the turrets. If we go with a short tower on the back, that might help, but we're going to want 2 in the front, 2 in the rear, and see right away you can see the issue there, not being able to stick that second barbette. Now we can. So 16-inch guns, and these were independently firing. They were actually Mark 7s, which I think here we have Mark 3s, so obviously not near the technology that was planned for the Montana, which would have had Mark 7s, much more advanced technology. But they could all fire independently of each other, or they could all fire together. So we start with that. We did have 2. Let's take a look here. As far as the funnels go, I believe there were 2, and we're not going to be able to necessarily get the kind of funnel we'd like to on this one. I think we're going to have to move some things to be able to get that second funnel in here. And I think even with this, we're going to have a hard time getting one on there, so we might have to do some changes here. Let's see if I move this stuff down enough, if I can get that other tower on without having to extend the ship again. That's as far as I can go with that. I think we're going to have to make the ship a little bigger, a little longer. There we go. Now we should be able to get this other turret, or this other tower on here, which will then allow for that next funnel. I think in this case then we'll go with the... No, we can't go large. How about medium? Yeah, we can go medium. So we'll delete that and put another medium here. So there's that much anyway. Now let's look at the secondaries. So for the secondaries, there were 25-inch guns. And from the schematics that I'm looking at, what we had was we have 3 kind of along the side here. And then 2 more sets that were up here on the towers. I'm just kind of looking to see where we really should be placing those. I'm going to go here and here just because it makes the most sense in terms of how this thing is built. It doesn't look like we can go in the middle there. You know what? Just because I can, I'm going to go ahead and just build an extra set of these just because it's going to look weird. Otherwise, we really should have 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. So we're actually going to have slightly more on the secondaries. Secondaries are meaningless in this battle because they're not going to do anything against the battleships that I'm fighting in this case. And then in addition to that, what we're dealing with are anti-aircraft guns, which of course aren't going to matter with no aircraft. But it did have... a ton of anti-aircraft guns, a crew for flagship configuration of about 2,800, about 2,355 for standard configuration. So let's go ahead and look at the armament now. I should say armor. And there were 5, as I mentioned, planned. They were going to be the Montana, the Ohio, the Maine, the New Hampshire, and the Louisiana. So it'll be curious to see what the names are that we actually get. Obviously, we're going to name the class the Montana class. 921 feet long is what it was. You can see this one's actually 954, so a little bit longer. Let's take a look at the other things. 28 knots, we've got that right. Now let's look at armor for a second. Main belt armor, 16 inches. Lower belt 7.2 to 8.5. In this case, we're just going to keep the belt armor the same, extended as it is for the rest. Deck armor, only 2.5 inches of deck armor, which is kind of, or 2.25 actually. Oh wait, I guess it goes all the way up to 7. I guess it depends on what you're looking at and what part. So again, we'll go 2 on the extended here. 22.5 on the turret face. Turret top, looks like it doesn't say. Barbette's 21 inches. So we're just gonna, I don't think it really says, but we're gonna go barbette 4. Definitely gonna go all the way up to Krupp 4 on the armor. Bulkheads had 18 inches. Beyond that, I don't really see, so I'm sure somewhere's going to say what the conning tower and everything is, but not on the particular source that I'm looking at right now. I'm on the World War II wiki. We'll just leave that at 6. Okay, we'll give it the best rangefinder. Since these are Mark 3s and really they were Mark 7s, obviously we're going to be a little behind on the technology. It did fire super heavy shells. We'll go with high TNT. No torpedoes. Citadel, I would guess it's probably all or nothing, but again, I don't see that information kind of off the top of my head from what I'm reading here. Okay, I think we've got it about as well as we can. We do have a 4-weight offset issue that we've got to deal with here, so we're going to try to balance that out by doing a little bit of moving on these guns. Looks like we can get it pretty well to 0. 0.6 aft weight offset. Nah, get that off of there. It's still 4. Okay. We can get it down to 0.3. That's just about perfect. $163 million. We do have some weight, extra weight available, but I just don't think there's a whole lot I can do about that without losing the towers and everything. So there we have it. Obviously, we're limited on hulls and things like that, but that's about the best we're going to do. So let's take these out for a spin and see what happens. Okay, here we go. These battleships were meant to counter Japan, so it's fitting that we're fighting against Japan. We are all named after states, which is how the Americans did things. All right, so they're off in the distance this way. Let's go ahead and speed things along until we make contact and find out what happens. Takes forever to turn these things, that's for sure. So they must be really, well, we started at 35,000 meters, so probably have to get closer to 30 before we can actually spot him. So we've got 1,200 rounds. You can see the accuracy at different ranges in the penetration. We should be able to penetrate even at the distance that we're at. So of course these ships were never built because by the time they had finished building all the Iowa class ships, which were before this one, they had realized that really battleships were on the way out and carriers were the future. I believe these were the first battleships to be built without treaty restriction, which is why they were able to make them significantly bigger than the Iowas. We're going to have some major plunging fire happening here. So we're 26 kilometers now. I definitely want to see my ships fire a couple of times. Need to turn just a hair so we can get those rear ones going. And we need to slow down to improve our accuracy. Taking our first hits. Let's watch the Montana. Oh, that was fun. That was really cool to watch. Now they bring them down while they reload. Here come the enemy shells. Bring them up. Get them ready to fire. So we did land a hit, only 35 damage. Oh yeah, we gotta watch that in real time though. That's still double time. Oh, there's a hit on my funnel on the Massachusetts. You can see lots of room for other secondaries. That's where our aircraft guns would have gone. Or we could have put these ones up on there. I want to watch this in real time right from the deck. All right. He's got 17s. Okay. See if we've got him identified yet. Not even close. Oh, we're still pretty far away. And it looks like we're firing high explosive shells too. Massachusetts has taken some damage already. So is this one though. There's a hit. A couple of hits. So pretty good mix so far of penetration, over penetration, partial, ricochet, block. This is going to be a slugfest for sure. Where are my other ships? They're back here. Georgia and South Carolina. So the southern ships are kind of doing their own thing at the moment. They're the screens. All right, we'll go back up to double now. So I'll read a little more about the Montana class. In July 1939, a series of 45,000-ton BB-65 design schemes were evaluated, but in 1940, with the start of World War II and the abandonment of the naval treaties, the Battleship Design Advisory Board moved to larger designs capable of simultaneously offering increased armament and protection. The design board issued a basic outline for the Montana class that called for it to be free of beam restrictions that were imposed by the extant Panama Canal, be 25% stronger offensively and defensively than any other battleship completed or under construction, and be capable of withstanding the new super heavy 2,700-pound armor-piercing shells used by U.S. battleships equipped with either the 16-inch 45 caliber guns or 16-inch 50 caliber Mark 7 guns. They were to be built in New York Navy Yard. Also, I think in Norfolk. They had to be low enough to clear the Brooklyn Bridge at low tide. So the yard's number 4 dry dock had to be enlarged and the ships would be floated out rather than conventionally launched. Oh, Massachusetts is taking it big time right now. dishing out kind of an equal amount of damage on his lead battleship. I hope we get to identify these ships before we finish this thing. Seems like we will. So the Navy ordered the ships in May 1942, but the Montana class was placed on hold because the Iowa class battleships and the Essex class aircraft carriers were under construction in the shipyards that were intended to build the Montanas. Both the Iowa and Essex classes had been given higher priorities. The Iowas, as they were far enough along in construction and urgently needed to operate alongside the Essex class carriers and defend them with their 5-inch and 40 millimeter and 20 millimeter anti-aircraft guns, and the Essexes because of their ability to launch aircraft to gain and maintain air supremacy. The entire Montana class was suspended in June 1942 following the Battle of Midway, before any of their keels had been laid. In July 1943, the construction of the Montana class was finally canceled altogether after the Navy fully accepted the shift in naval warfare from surface engagements to air supremacy and from battleships to aircraft carriers. So he's kind of switched now to firing on the Georgia, it looks like. We've got one of his down by quite a bit now. Knocking stuff over on my desk here. He's turning toward me now, and you can see the effect where I'm having a harder time hitting him. I'm not entirely sure what is Montana doing. Why are they dropping out? Should have been Massachusetts that dropped out. It's kind of weird. Not sure I fully understand that. Unless he's got torpedoes. Haven't seen any though. But he is coming straight at me. And you can see, everything's deflecting right now. Probably what I need to be doing. Except mine are too busy dropping out of line for no reason like the Montana. Man, having a rough time getting penetration. What we're going to do here is I'm just kind of curious to see what HE does. Maybe we can at least get some damage, knock out some of his guns. Maybe affect his accuracy a little bit. So we've got our first identification. We've got the Hosho. The others aren't identified yet. Yep. HE's definitely not going to do the job. Don't quite have the others identified yet. Shokaku. Wow. So they've got 17-inch guns. They've got 8-inch guns. They've all got 17s. about to lose to South Carolina. Did I already lose to Montana? No, it's right there. Oh, boy. I think he's just got better guns than I do. Those 17-inch are probably much more accurate, too. I'm not hitting like he is. He's landing hit after hit. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Nothing. 22.5 inches of armor is what I've got. Let's see what he's got. Only 18. Here goes South Carolina. I hate when they switch targets. Only one is even taking any damage. Whew, what a mess. So here's what we're going to do. Once I lose another one, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the drawing board, and rather than building to the specifications of the Montana, we're just going to see what we can build that can take on these Japanese battleships with 1940 technology. I'd sure like to at least take out one of his. Man, I'm just not causing enough damage. Georgia's going to be next. They're actually not going after the Georgia right now. Well, he is. Oof. Oh boy, he ain't missing. He's got accuracy on his side big time. Yikes. Yep, there goes Georgia. Alright, back to the drawing board. So let's do this with a super battleship. Let's max it out with what we can. We'll stick... Now, you know what? Let's go to the Pagoda Tower, because that gives us more room. Modern secondary tower. Get our barbettes. These 18s are also Mark IIIs. Wish I could get another one on there. I almost could. But we'll go with the 18s. Forget the secondaries. Well, you know, we'll do the secondaries because, as a lot of you mentioned, hey, they look cool. So it looks cooler to have the secondaries than to not have them. I get that. even if we're not going to use them. Now what we're doing is we're just going to build... We're going to build Japanese battleship killers is what we're going to build. We don't need an anti-torpedo. We're going to protect everything as much as possible. Alright, we're good there. 25 inches of belt armor. 12 inches of deck armor. Same on the extended. Yeah, these are quite a bit more in terms of the cost to build them. Alright, that ought to do it. Now we're overweight. Well, that's no good. I guess we can drop the extended, and that'll help with weight. What else can we do? I guess we don't have to be that fast. There we go. Oh, we need funnels, of course. Those would be helpful. You can't even get a large super funnel, and I don't know that one's going to be enough to get this done. Yeah, 86% engine efficiency. I guess we can just drop the speed some more. There we go. All right. Let's see if we can kill some Japanese battleships with this. All right. Oh, this time we get weird names, like the Long Beach and the Belknap. We still get a Maryland, a Wyoming, and a Montana. We got to keep the Wyoming alive. Okay. Speed this thing up till we find him. Let's get turned in that direction. I'm going to do a couple of things here. One is get into a tight formation. Number two is that I'm going to get this one attached into the rest, so we're all in one formation instead of having one screen. All right, well, I had to start it over again because the guy was running away from me. And because he was running away from me, I couldn't... Apparently he's faster than me. He saw my guns, decided he couldn't win, and I couldn't catch up to him to actually be able to fire. This time around, it looks like I'm going to start being able to spot him. That's an interesting build for a ship. Not seen one like that before. Okay. It looks like he's going to turn and face me this time. This time we've got Pennsylvania, Montana, Idaho, West Virginia, and Delaware. So at least we're back to all states. So all is right with the world once again. As long as he's coming to face me, then we can go ahead and slow down. Oh, and look at that. Right off the bat, the big hits. Didn't land a hit like that at all the last time. Already a better hit than we did at all. That's a weird looking ship. But you can see how when I build something different, so does he. Again, I want to get a tight formation. That helps with the accuracy. I'm also going to try to head toward him as much as possible to minimize the angle. So right now I'm getting a 31% bonus for own cruise speed. I want to see if once we get into that tight formation, yeah, there's plus 5% for tight own spread. Those are the kinds of things that I'm after. Looks like they're all independently targeting different ships. I like that. Well, at least 3 of them are. The ones in this other little formation are both going after the lead ship, which is fine, but I like that. see if we can land some hits here. Man, look at the arc on those shells. We've got damage on 3 ships already. What a difference a couple of extra inches of firepower makes. Let's go ahead and watch one of these fire. Didn't even fire the rear ones. Must not have the angle. No, I don't. Let's change that. I want to slow down to real time. Get a look at this. You can see how close together Pennsylvania and Montana are. These two are way out here. I don't know why. Let's get them all attached into the same formation. Whew! Don't run into them now. Oh, that was a nice hit. Yeah, things are going much better this time around. Haven't taken much damage myself so far. Still not insanely accurate. Wow. Okay, I know I said tight formation, guys, but geez. Let's not, you know, run into each other now. I think we've got them all firing now. Maybe not the rear one. Beautiful. Yeah, they did all fire. Oh, that's lovely. Now we're starting to land big hits. Big hits. Lots of damage happening on all the ships, except for one. I think he's still got 17s. He just got 3 on the front and 1 on the rear. Not sure why these two are still lagging so far behind. Oh yeah. Keep getting those hits. None of them are causing major damage in and of themselves, but the accumulation is eventually going to get us there. Hey, we finally identified the Tosa. Katsuragi. They're trying to get out of dodge. Fuji. I'm not even going to try this one. Kyodogata and the Mutsu. I think Tosa's going to go first. Man, what in the world is the deal? I think the captain of the Montana is drunk. What are you doing? I said tight formation. I didn't say play cards with a guy from the other ship. See if Idaho fires over top. That'd be something. Gives new meaning to the whole idea of super firing. I haven't even given orders to turn or anything lately. They've just been going in a straight line. I don't understand this. And somebody on Montana is deaf now from those shots that just fired from behind them. Yeah, everything's hitting now. We got the Tosa down. Let's go ahead and watch that. There goes Fuji. A ship like this probably take a little while to sink. Just looking at the other three. Whew. A lot of water to take on before this thing goes under. It's still at 99% float. It may sit there and burn for a while. Oh, it looks like it's breaking right here. It's going to start going under. Man, look at that. That's cool. Finally starting to go under. Looks like it's going to tip over too. That's pretty neat to watch. That never gets old for me. Breaking in half right at the barbette there for that turret. Fuji's sinking a little faster, it seems, because it was a little bit after before that one got hit. That one's going down. Bow first. Oh yeah, look at that, how it's sticking up in the air over here. Get a look at the propellers. This one's going full Titanic right now. There goes Mutsu. Oh yeah. It's the little things that entertain me. Looks like that last battleship's trying to get away. Understandable. Oh, we got one over here too. I don't know. I feel compelled to finish watching the Fuji sink. And you figure this is happening at 3 times speed, so it actually is taking a lot longer to sink than it looks. Man, that thing's gonna go straight up vertical. Wow, that's cool. There she goes. See if it happens faster now. That is neat. Oh! No! No! No, you can't just disappear like that. It was so cool. That's disappointing. Alright, let's go find the last ship. Way off in the distance. Being pummeled. Gotta turn that way. Getting kind of far away. They're 27.5 kilometers. You can run, but you cannot hide. Diodagata. Nice. Alright, we're gonna have to speed up. He's at 30 kilometers away now. You thought while I was busy watching your sister ships gracefully sink under the waves that you would just sneak away. I don't think so. This may take a little bit longer for you to die, that's all. He really thinks he's going to get away. It's going to take me a while to catch up to speed. They're not even going in the right direction. See, that's part of the problem right there. They're still getting around to turning. Oh, we just landed some nice hits on them, though. What are you doing, Delaware? Everybody's following the Pennsylvania, apparently. Well, I've been pursuing him at full speed with 10 times speed on the game for about the last 15 minutes without recording, and you can see I've hit him a bunch of times, but I'm just not causing much damage. So I think we can assume that it started out at about 33 kilometers, down to 27 now. It's slowly closing, and probably in another half hour or so I could probably get close enough to finish him off. But all of those hits have resulted in exactly 1% additional structural damage. So we're going to just go ahead and call this a victory, and we'll wrap it up right there. Don't forget to enter the contest. We are closing in on 15,000 subscribers. Need your help to get there, so subscribe, enter the contest by clicking on the link in the description below. Thanks for watching.